when I started researching this was that right now only 7 to 9% of global cancer funds go toward prevention. And that felt crazy to me. I started thinking about that in terms of our war on cancer. This is relates to the title of the book, which is how the United States has talked about, our fight against cancer. And I realized that that would be like, if this was a literal war, that would be like spending 91% of our resources, our war budget, on treating people who got wounded, treating people who came back from the battlefield wounded, or treating
Wow.
civilians who got wounded, and only 9% of it on offensive and defensive measures that could stop them from getting hurt in the first place, which feels crazy, right? It does not feel like an effective way to wage a war. And there are two kind of big reasons that the funding shakes out that way. The first is that there's a whole bunch of money to be made by investing in treatments and cures. I've looked at this page for investors about projected growth in the global oncology market, and it kind of cynically says this is a great place to invest because cancer rates are expected to double in the next 40 years, which is, disturbing to see it couched in those terms. But right, investors can make a lot of money by funding research into cures and treatments. And of course, cures and treatments are super important. I would never want to say we should do less of that. That's what saved my sister's life. I'm so grateful we have those. We've made huge advancements in cancer treatments in the last 100 years because they're well funded. But there's this huge amount of stuff we could be doing for prevention that would prevent many cancer cases that we're just not doing right now. So the other reason that treatments get funded and prevention doesn't is that it's a lot harder to get people to relate to prevention. So we tend to, when we talk about cancer prevention, we often talk about statistics and data and like long-term trends, and that stuff is important, but it's a lot harder to connect with emotionally, right? So when you want to ask someone for help raising money to fund a cure, you can put the picture of a little girl who's battling cancer on the t-shirt and on the Facebook page, and of course we all feel empathy and we all want to help out, but it's just the nature of prevention that we don't get to meet the person whose cancer we prevented. We don't get like a hug from a mom who's saying thank you so much for stopping my child from getting cancer. And so it's part of the reason I structured my book through profiles.